Hey everybody, Dave is here. I'm glad you're here too. Welcome to all my brothers and sisters out there. I truly believe that everybody on the earth is a brother and sister. I grew up in a family where they were big on the Italian thing, and I realized after a while that was just bullshit. I mean, it was just bullshit. We're all related. And really the truth of the matter is there's evil in the world, no question about that. But I get real real down on all the groups and especially because see what happens when you get into this group mentality is it allows you to have excuses. There's built-in excuses. My great Dan granddad was this, and so therefore I'm this. You know what that is? That's bullshit. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, my bullshit meter just went right up to the top. We live in a society where there's so many distractions. There are so many built-in excuses. Everybody's got OCD or ADD or depression or you know what? People have thought I've had those things. Okay, and I'm not saying that depression and those things aren't real. I think they're real, but at the same time, I think a lot of it is just excuses that people build into their lives so that they can you know, that they can make their little whiny little narrative that they have about their life stick, you know. And I tell you what, man, I stopped doing that with myself. I stopped looking at myself as a part of a group and just started looking at myself as a child of God. Just one person, no different, no better than anyone else, just with what I have. And it was a beginning of a process for me to stop making freaking excuses. Okay? Stop chasing ass around. I mean, I know these people, man. Their kids want to do something, and so they quit living. They quit. They don't have a life anymore because their kids want to play soccer or whatever. Now, I'm not saying don't let your kids play soccer, but don't give up your life because at the end of the day, what are you telling your kid? You're telling your kid that you don't have a life, that your life isn't worth anything, okay? And we're raising a bunch of narcissists who think that they're worth more than everybody else. The fact of the matter is, if your kids want to play soccer, support them. I've supported my kids. I coached. I did the whole thing. But there's a limitation to where you have to live, man. You have to keep living, okay? If you're not growing as a human being, if you're not growing, you're dying. You're dying. If you're living just for your kids, then you're already got one foot in the grave because you're not doing your kids any good. You want to do your kids good? Lead by example. Lead by example. Have the kind of life that they might want to have. You really think when a kid is growing up and they see their parents overweight, out of shape, looking bad, no sex life, that anybody would want, uh, you know, no athletic life, no exciting career, no exciting future. You really think that you're doing them a favor by showing them that as what their life is going to be? You really think you're doing them a favor? You know what you want? You want to have a great life. You want to have an awesome life. You want to be shooting for something, going for something, in the game, in it, on it, going all the time. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to raise kids that are in it, on it, and going, and they're going to have exciting lives. Okay? And the other thing is, you don't want this, you got to get away from it. And again, I love being Italian. I'm not trying to put down my relatives, but I got to a point in my life where I realized that just because I share a certain amount of genes with certain people does not mean I'm them or that they're me or that I'm necessarily any less or more their brother than some other person. I mean, if you look at it from a strictly scientific point of view, I share, one millionth less gene pool with them, with somebody I've never met in Australia, than I do with my first cousin. Okay, you're talking about an extremely small difference as a human being from that person that you've never met in Australia and you yourself. And what happened was I realized that this whole thing, okay, was a built-in excuse for certain behaviors that were supposed to be okay. And I just got to a point where I said, you know what? Everybody's my brother and sister. Everybody. And it changed me because I tell you what I did. I stopped making excuses. I stopped saying I'm supposed to be this because somebody else was that. I'm supposed to be this because I got these genes. BS. Okay? Excuses suck. Don't make them. If you got a whiny narrative, okay? If your last business didn't work out, if your last relationship didn't work out, if things aren't working out for you great right now, wah, get over it. Okay? I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. This is what I tell myself, okay? I look in the mirror and I say, wah, get over it, okay? Now, I could tell you about my whiny story about how things didn't go perfect for me in my life, but you know what? That ain't going to help you, and it's not going to help me because I'm going somewhere and I'm on a mission to get there. And no matter what, I know that those excuses aren't going to get me there. Okay? So if you're not in the place where you're at right now, thank God for it. Thank God for it. Man, you have an opportunity to change that. Okay? And you can change it right now. So get up off your butt and get going. Okay? Today's the day of salvation. Make it happen. Do it. You can do it. And I want to make sure that you understand I'm not trying to put down any group or any people or anybody. Okay? What I'm trying to do is communicate with you from my heart how hard it is to really change. Okay? You have to be this fiercely determined inside to do it, because if you're not, this world's going to eat you up, man. It's going to eat you up. You're going to have places to go. You're going to have your favorite team to go watch. You're going to have this to do and that to do and the other thing to do. And there's going to be TV to watch, and you're going to like certain websites, and you're going to do this, and and the next thing you know, you're not going to have a life. Okay? You be the one to determine what happens in your life. Don't make excuses. Don't waste your time doing anything. Anything. If what you're doing this minute isn't getting you to where you want to be, you don't have enough passion for where you want to be. Get a bigger goal. Get a bigger goal. Don't sell yourself short. Go for it. That's what it's about. And I'm going to tell you something. I want everybody watching this video to reach out to me because I need your help too. You see, we're all in this together whether we like it or not. So if you see this, right, and you want to have a greater experience, join my team. Do this business with me and let's help each other. Let's shoot big, man. Let's shoot for the stars. Let's do it. But let's make sure we don't make excuses, man, because they ain't going to get us anywhere. I'm not. So join me in that. Anyway, this is Dave, and I'm out.